Hey everyone, welcome to my office. The weather has been terrible. It's currently, what date is it today? It is Tuesday the 13th of January and the weather has been terrible. And I'm desperate to go out on my Triumph Tiger for a ride, but I just haven't been able to do it with the demand from work and things like that. But hopefully I'll go out for a ride tomorrow and maybe record a video for the Sunday edition. But I was watching another video. I will link it in the description, and I think you should watch it. It's a relatively new channel. But before I talk about that, I just want to say the all-year motorcyclist Tayum. He did a survey on the most favourite channels across YouTube specific to motorcycles. If you voted for me and put me up there, and I was number 38 out of 100. I think it was out of 100. But that's unbelievable. I'd just like to say thank you for that, everybody. If you voted me in, it really means something. It really means something that I'm actually bringing some kind of crazy value. And I know I'm obnoxious, and or sometimes look on the dark side of things, and today's video could be classed as a bit dark, but we'll suck it and see as we get into it. But I'd just like to say thank you for voting for Bankrupt Pensioner and getting me into 38th position. It really is a wonderful thing from my perspective, and the people that have helped the channel on, Venkat being one. He provides all the hardware. We'd just like to say thank you. We'd just like to say thank you, and it's much appreciated. The future of motorcycles. The future. Ironically, I was trying to create a thumbnail with Back to the Future, Marty and Doc Brown with a motorcycle rather than a DeLorean. Ironically, the AI image creators, including Grok, won't allow it to be created because of licensing issues. It's amazing that you can't do that with licensing issues, but you can create images of people in bikinis. Unbelievable. However, it is what it is, so I couldn't create a thumbnail. But I like looking into the future and the far future. It's like teleportation, Star Trek. I'm expecting teleportation from an atomic level. 400 years time from now, using masses of energy from the sun, using something like oh my god, what's it called? A Dyson sphere, probably a Dyson swarm, because the physics of a Dyson sphere, just Google it. A Dyson sphere would just be ridiculous. It's going to have to be a swarm unless we bend the laws of physics. But so that's about 400 years ago, but you need lots and lots of energy, and the sun provides tons of energy. However, back to the video that I was watching, it was talking about whether the demand for motorcycles are going down, and that's not the case. Certainly in the UK, and I don't think it is globally. I think the demand for motorcycles is okay and growing. It's just what motorcycles, be that brand new or second hand, is going round the marketplace. And I think we're in a good position actually, because I see lots of motorcycles riding around. You must see lots of motorcycles riding around. It's not as if it's a constrained form of transport. And I'm hopefully not trying to bring in the Deliveroo riders and things like that. I'm trying to think beyond the Deliveroo riders, and they do a fair job, yeah. Anything to bring in money, that's what I say. But I was thinking about this, and let's assume that the environment for motorcycling still remains relatively strong or medium to strong, yeah, then what will it look like in 30 years? This is where the dark side comes in. I was born at the end of the night. I'm 50, how old am I now? 59? Am I 59? No, I'm 58. I'm 58. I was born at the 1967. So my life, starting life, was in the 1970s. And, you know, I'd got two much older brothers. We were all accidents. And in our household, we had a number of cars in the early 70s. And that was unusual. Were we affluent? Well, my father absolutely loved his cars and loved doing stuff on cars for my two elder brothers. And they had cars, and it was unusual to have multiple cars within one family at that point in time in the UK. Disagree with me. If I'm wrong, tell me in the comments. So we're talking about the early 70s, maybe 1973. In the UK, it was unusual to have multiple cars under the same house, under the same roof. And we did. We were, I guess, relatively, we were well off. We were well off. And prior to that, people did have motorcycles and they used them in a practical form to get to work and back and things like that. These are the times when you had a stay-at-home mom who had the most important job to raise a family, and she didn't need to go out to work because the family was sustained by one wage. And I'm not just saying my family, I'm saying other families as well, yeah? They didn't have to go out to work. And to get to work, certainly in the 60s, people had motorcycles because they couldn't afford a car. Or if you were lucky, you had a combination, a motorcycle with a sidecar, yeah? And Dad, and I'm being stereotypical here now, and Dad would go out to work on his motorcycle or his combination and finish work, and then you would do things at the weekend. Mum and Dad might go out on the motorbike at the weekend and leave the kids with the eldest child and things like that. Or Dad and one of the kids would go out for a ride on the motorbike. It was unusual for Mom to be riding a motorbike. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't recall seeing many women riding motorbikes, and this at that time. Now it's great. There's lots of women, lots of females, ladies. I don't know what to say now. I don't know if it's offensive or not. So lots of females are now riding, and that's a great thing. It really is a great thing. But then it was different. Going on a trajectory of where we've been financially over the last sort of 20 years, maybe slightly more, let's say 20 years, we've noticed that the cost of things is going up. Cost of things is going up. Is this the right way? Cost of things is going up, but pay is not keeping up with the price of goods. There is a gap coming in the graph. And if you push that forward more years and more years, in 30 years' time, so it's now 2026, my God. So if we look at 2056, and let's just assume motorcycles of the future will not be illegal, I think that people won't be able to afford cars of today, and that they will regress back towards having a motorcycle to get to work and back and things like that. They won't be able to afford a car. It's not that they can't afford the insurance or the taxes to drive a car, but they just can't afford to purchase a car. like it was the case in the 1960s in the UK. What do you think to that? Is that where we're going from a trajectory? I can't say that word. Is that where we're going? I don't know. You tell me. I mean, in 30 years' time, so I'm nearly 60. In 30 years' time, I'll be 90. I'll never get to 90. I know I'll never get to 90. If you know my channel, you know I'm a numbers man. I've already calculated that I'll end up curling my toes up or kicking the bucket or whatever you want to say in a future that's not particularly too far. And that's okay. I'm okay with that. My doctor isn't. My doctor looks at me and snarls at me. But, and yes, I should stop smoking. But in 30 years' time, the kids will be, the kids will be 27s, 27, he'll be 57. He'll be younger than I am now. The 30-year-old will be 60. He'll be about the same age as I am now. By the way we're going from a remuneration perspective on pay from our employers, or if you have your own business and things like that, it may be a case where you just can't afford a car. What do you think to that? And because you can't afford a car, you will go and get a motorcycle of the future, however that motorcycle looks. Yeah, however that motorcycle looks, I don't know. And how it's powered, I don't know. Will it be through petrochems, petrol or diesel, hydrocarbons, electrics? I don't know. How will it be powered? I've no idea. But the concept of riding two wheels as a cheaper form of transport, or as an affordable form of transport, may well be the future. What do you think? Seeing as I'm stuck here in the office because of bad weather and 2026 is going to be great. If you've got this far, 2026 is going to be great. I had a meeting with the Potteries Motorcycle and Scooters Centre. Quick flash up for them. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Off it goes. And we're going to be doing a bit of work at the Potteries Centre this year. It's going to be fantastic. Suzuki are coming to the Potteries Motorcycle and Scooters Centre. I want to tell you a lie. I want to say Suzuki are bringing back the RG500, but in the V version. So it's an RG V500, a V4 two-stroke, but it's an utter lie. I'd love to be able to tell you that. I would love to be able to say that Suzuki are bringing back the two-stroke, square 4 or V4. Remember Barry Sheen? Oh, Barry Sheen, they were the days. James Hunt and Barry Sheen. Oh my goodness, they were the times. But so there's Suzuki coming on board. There's QJ Motors coming on board. They've already got Vosges. They've got KTM. Kawasaki, they've already got Kawasaki. There's going to be lots and lots for 2026. Kawasaki, the W230. Is it the W230? The single cylinder, about 20 horsepower? That's coming to the Potteries Centre. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait to have a ride on the W230. Yeah? Don't know how much it is. It might be a bit more expensive than the BSA Bantam, but let's wait and see on that one. But there's lots and lots coming to the Potteries, and I'll be hopefully working with them closely to go through the 2026 year season and show you what they've got and have a bit of fun. Because that's what it is. Motorcycling at this moment in time in the UK is fun. I said when I went in the potteries the other day, this is more like a toy shop. Do you agree? When you walk into a dealership, is it more like a toy shop for adults? And the younger adults as well, of course. Yeah? I don't know. Is it a toy shop? I see it as a toy shop. I look at all the bikes and I see them as toys. And, you know, I mean, I've got the Triumph Tiger and I've got the Suzuki GSX 1400. Both beautiful bikes. I've just got the new fork seals for the GSX 1400. The fork seals have dried out because it was sat for 23 years. Yeah, not being used properly. It was started up and the engine's fine, but it does need new fork seals. So they've just come through today. I'll be doing that over the next couple of weeks. And then I need to give the calipers a really good clean, make sure all the 6 pistons are working correctly and things like that. And then there's just a little bit of work to be done on the engine, just to black the engine out and do the silver casings at the side to bring them back to what they should be. I'm not polishing them up, I'm bringing them back to OEM standard so it looks completely standard, and that's what I want it as. I want it like a new old stock, 2,000 miles on the clock, new old stock with the GSX 1400. Absolutely wonderful. Anyway, I'm going off the subject. I'm just rattling on now. 2026 is going to be a great year for motorcycling. I hope you come and join me. Thank you for the people that have subscribed. Thank you to those that voted to get Bankrupt Pensioner to 38th place in the vote. It really means everything. And if you're not subscribed, do subscribe. If you enjoy this video and other videos, give it a like and share it on to whoever you think. Ride safely. I'll see you very soon. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.